cultural expectation sets us up for nothing but disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
It promises the world and it delivers nothing.
And there's this expectation, which we don't have to get all into, but I think for a lot of people that have waited until marriage to have sex, whether they have a past and then recommitted themselves to waiting, or whether they've waited their whole life, they, on their wedding night, it's like there's this expectation that now I deserve, or it should be, all of these things. And there is a reality that sex can be hard and difficult and nuanced. And it is, especially inside of marriage, it's not what people picture within the movies, like where it's like, which is so unrealistic with so much of it, because it's like all of a sudden in a moment I look at him across the room and then all of my clothes fly off, and then it's like, and then afterwards we just cuddle together and we fall perfectly asleep. I'm like, what? In what world is that what happens all the time? Like what?
Right.
And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say the thing that you're not supposed to say, but pornography plays a huge part in that. And in the Christian community, I know that a lot of people are listening to this and they're like, oh my God, did she see my history, my browsing history? Hey, we struggle with this in the Christian community too. And not just men, women too, you know, and at a very early age, I was forced to, again, emulate some images that were really not realistic at all. And so not only are we jousting with what looks like soft pornography on Netflix and, you know, just not even porn sites, but then there's this wide spectrum of, you know, actual pornography that is so accessible on phones. And that entire thing, society's expectations, it's so unrealistic. You see this woman who has barely met this person and all of a sudden they're just having mind-blowing sex. And it's not, God says in the Bible that I designed you, intricately wove you into this beautiful tapestry. And we love the way that sounds, but then in the honeymoon, we get frustrated that it takes time to unwrap and unravel. And you get frustrated. Why can't I have this totally free, uninhibited sex? And God is like, because you are intricate and I made you for pursuit. And so you are designed to be peeled back layer by layer. You're designed to be taken on dates, for the man to learn your love language and vice versa. And the more you do that, the wilder and more uninhibited sex is.
Yes. I was listening to an interview recently that said the people with the best, it was researchers, John and Julie Gottman, who are incredible researchers and therapists, counselors. And they said it's been, a study was shown that the people that have the best sex lives, it has nothing to do with like performance or positions or like all those things, even though that can make things fun. It has everything to do with other types of connection. So the people with the best sex lives like affirmed each other consistently, had what they are big on are bids for attention, had consistently active or positive bids for attention, which they say 8 out of 10, you should accept 8 out of 10 bids for attention. They had a curiosity about their partner. And so those three things, just even those, appreciation and affirmation, bids for attention, and what was the last one? Curiosity. Those were more of a predictor for healthy sex life than anything else in couples. And it was like, these couples were like, yeah, I mean, and it was like, they could be having quote unquote vanilla sex. Okay. I'm saying vanilla, but like basic, but for them, it was like so connected. It doesn't have to be necessarily all of this
Isn't that
crazy
amazing?
stuff. And I heard that, and that's based on research. And I was like, oh my gosh, we are wired to be pursued. Like that's how God wired us. And